I'm back again with the gory details, and what I am going to talk about today is two movies. The one that I saw was Boneface. I saw that one on Tubi, actually. It wasn't a Tubi original, which is probably good, but it was on Tubi. You probably could get it maybe somewhere else, but I'm not sure, but I did see it on Tubi. So it was basically about, I saw it the other night. So it was basically about, and they call it Boneface because there was a mask made out of bones. And it was basically one of those, it reminds you kind of a Friday the 13th because it was a camper slasher. So camp counselors having a party, middle of the night, they go to sleep, and what happens? They get slashed up by a hatchet or knives, but I think in this one it was hatchet. And it was basically this mask made out of bones. Someone was getting slashed. So in the beginning of the movie, camp counselors having a party, and they go to sleep. They're telling a story, spooky stories, of course, about a bone face. They're like, no, it's real, it's real. They think it's a story. They go to sleep, they get hatched up. This girl is running, almost gets away, she gets hatched. Boneface killer is waving at her. So all of a sudden, this lady comes to check on them, calls the cops come, and they're like, well, the Boneface killer couldn't get far. It happened at 2 other camps, 3 other camps. Of course, that's why there's stories. So the cop, or the sheriff and the deputy, whatever, there is a 24-hour diner not too far away. So they go to this diner. They find out, there's all these people there that have been there probably all night. So they're trying to ask all these people, okay, you've been here, you've been here, you've been here. There's probably a handful of people, maybe not a handful, I'm sorry. There's probably like 2 bikers, a construction worker, a cook, a waitress, a student, a photographer, a dad and a daughter. So all these people are there. Oh, and some lady who says she's 46, which is bullshit. She looks 56 because I'm around that age and she looks 56. Anyway, besides the point. So they go in there and they're trying to figure out, okay, Boneface has to be here. Everybody's like, how can Boneface be here? We've been here all night, blah, 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 blah. So they go there. The cop is like, okay, and this is like a small town. So he's like, they have to be here. All the roads are closed up. Boneface couldn't have gotten far. So through the whole night, they're trying to figure out Boneface is here. They go to the garbage can outside. They find the Boneface mask, all the boots, everything. So the cop is going around checking everybody's boots, the men, the females, like, oh, you could have been this size, that size. He's checking everyone's clothes. He's checking everyone's ID. He's trying to figure out, him and the deputy, who's a woman. They're all trying to figure out who could have been the killer, who's there, who could have done this. So come to find out, all these, their lives a little bit intertwined. Like the girl that was there with her dad was like, well, I went to the Camp Marigold when I was younger, and that construction worker looks familiar. You were there, you got fired, maybe it was you. So basically the whole night is kind of like a mystery. Like, did you do it? Did you do it? Did you do it? And come to find out, they figured that maybe it was the, what was it? It was a cook. They thought it was the cook because he had blood in his hands, but he's like, no, that's from the meatloaf. But my daughter did go there, and she was sexually assaulted by the construction worker, so maybe he did it. And so it was basically all night, the cop and the deputy, all in there, the sheriff and the deputy are trying to find out who did it. So there's a twist at the end. So what I liked about it is that Boneface is there. The whole time you're watching this movie, you're trying to figure out, okay, could it be him? Could it be him? Could it be her? But no, it couldn't be a woman. It has to be a man, the way that he did it, the way that all these kids were killed. So it was kind of a good movie to be on Tubi because, like I said, it's not a Tubi original. So Boneface Killer, you can watch it on Tubi. I don't know where else you can find it. I think it was 2024, 2025, so it is newer. Go on there, Boneface. It has a twist to it. You think you found the killer, but it's not the killer. Or it might be the killer. You might want to go watch it. I thought it was pretty good. I just saw it this past weekend. It has a nice little twist, kind of like a Jason thing. Something happened to somebody's kid there, and that's why they're going after the camp counselors. I enjoyed it. Out of 5 stars, I'd probably give it a 3. It had a nice little twist at the end. It had a little mystery to it, trying to, like, who did it, who done it, like, what was going on. Like, you think it was this person, could have been that person, could have been the construction worker, it could have been the dad, it could have been maybe the sheriff, it could have been anybody. You find out, of course, at the end who did it, and then you think it's over, and then at the end of the credits, you always stay. Just always remember, at the end of every movie, stay till after the credits, because there's always going to be something going on. So at the end of this one, of course, after the credits, there's something going on, because it doesn't end there, which you thought it was the end, and it does not end there. So Boneface on Tubi, go see that one. That was the first one, like I said, 3, maybe 3.5 stars. I enjoyed it, like a mystery, kind of like Clue, who did it? Was it this person, that person? You're like, okay, I knew that one did it, but then you're like, wait, maybe that one did not do it. Boneface, go see it. Pretty good. Now, my second movie that I did see was also on Tubi, but you could see it on Prime, you can rent it, which I was like, wait a minute. You want me to rent this movie, but then I saw it on Tubi for free. So I basically, if you want to rent it, no commercials, Tubi, you're going to get a lot of ads. So it depends on if you want to rent it, no ads, or if you want to watch a whole bunch of freaking ads, which I can't stand. But then now on Prime, you get a couple ads anyway, so what am I paying for? But anyway, I saw this movie called The Relic. Now, there is tons of movies called Relic, The Relic, whatever. It's not probably the one that you're thinking about. The Relic 2025. It's not the one about the mom with dementia, and it's not about the one I think was about a cockroach or something like that. No, that's the Mimic. Anyway, The Relic, another one was about, I think, a reptile. This one is called The Relic 2025. You can see it on Prime, like I said, or Tubi for free. Basically, this one is about, it's more intense. It's a little scary. There's a couple jump scares. Right away, I would give it, I want to give it more stars. Out of 5, I want to give it 3.5 stars, but I can only give it 2.5. Because at the end, I was confused as hell. I tried to look it up, because sometimes I'll go and look up, okay, explain this to me, explain the ending, explain what this is about. And every time I tried to look up, explaining to me what it's about, it kept telling me other movies. So I put in The Relic 2025, explain it to me. It kept coming up other movies. So there was no explanation. And also, sidebar, I didn't feel like doing all the makeup this time, so fuck it. Yeah, sometimes I'll do the makeup, sometimes I won't. I probably won't. I thought it was kind of boring. I thought it would be fun, but I didn't feel like doing it. I had a headache. So, yeah. So I was looking up The Relic 2025. Okay, that's when you look up. So anyway, it's about a mom who had just lost her 10-year-old son, and it was at a school shooting. He was like one of the 12. It was like 11 students and a teacher that got killed at an elementary school. It had been like a year and a half. So she's trying to get over it, which how can you get over that? And she's with her friends and everything, but all of a sudden she's at her house. It's been, like I said, a year and a half that this has happened. She starts seeing this ball of light. It flies out of the window to the swing set, and the swings start moving. So she's thinking her son is trying to communicate with her. So she starts telling her friends. At first they're like, oh, I don't know, maybe you should tell your therapist. The therapist is like, well, do you want to talk about this more? And then she's saying, well, maybe I should reach out to this lady who does a seance. Maybe that'll help me. So she reaches out to a lady she pays all this money to, and you can kind of tell that the lady is a fake. She comes in there, does a whole seance, pretends to be the son, says all this stuff, move on, mommy, blah, 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 blah. But when she comes in, she brings like this relic, this mummy face. And she said, oh no, keep this here. You know, you're going to be better now. Your son is telling you to move on. She has all this information about her son. And so she thinks it's the real deal. She brings this mummy looking face, says to keep it, ward off evil spirits. And she's like, okay, she had all her friends there, her mom and dad. She thinks everything's going to be better now. She feels better. But then all this scary stuff now, instead of the ball of light, all this scary stuff starts happening. She starts seeing scary things with like that mummy mask. So she's like, okay, what is going on? Something's going on now. So come to find out, of course, she goes back to the lady's house, or the lady's place of work that does the seance, finds out that, of course, she's a fake. She's like, how did you have all this information? She was like, well, I researched you. I looked up social media. So she basically admitted it. She was a fake. So basically, she's still seeing all this scary stuff going on in her house. They still haven't caught the killer of all these students. All this scary stuff is still happening. And I think what you keep seeing is all this scary stuff going on in her house is like she keeps seeing someone in her house. And she knows now it's not her son, because I think every time they show a glimpse of something, it has that mummy mask that's been sitting in her house. So she finds somebody else, this guy that she's been dating. He knows somebody, and this lady is like the real deal. She comes in and she's like, okay, I don't know how that fake person got a hold of that mask or that head or whatever, but that's evil. We need to take it out of here. So she gets in touch with her son, and they actually show the son. And it's actually, the son is, real, and is, she's actually reaching the son. But before this happens, I guess one of her best friends is pregnant, and she's like kind of emotional about it. But the friend's husband had came to the lady's house to give her a casserole, but he gets murdered by something with this mask on. They can't find the body. Never find the body through the whole movie. This is what I don't understand. Gets murdered in the lady's house, can't find the body. Don't know where it is. Never shows it. We don't know where it is. But back to the seance. They're asking the son, like, oh, hey, is Kyle with you? And he's like, no, but the dog is, because the dog ended up dead. Okay, did you guys just see that shadow that just popped up behind me? Okay, fun fact. My house is haunted. Okay, someone died in my house or got sick and was about to die. So there's shadows and stuff always happens in my house, and my house is haunted. The guy that passed away here, or passed away on the hospital or something, I think he hangs out here. Or spirits that are connected to me hang out. But I saw a shadow. I don't know if you did, but I did. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. So the friend's husband is dead, got murdered in her house by something that had a mask or the relic's face. Never finds the body. The dog also died. So when the kid comes back and says, hey, yes, mommy, I'm fine, and it's the actual kid, this other seance lady is real. He's like, no, Kyle's not with me, but the dog is with me. I am fine. Everything's good. So this one's a real seance. Everything's fine. She takes the mask and is like, hopefully everything is good now. No more evil stuff is going on in your house. They go to bed. Everybody leaves. Everybody's happy now. They go to bed. She tries to wake up her boyfriend, and he turns over, and I think he has like this, he's dead. He has on like this scary face, like the relic's face. The relic of the mummy face that the lady took out already. No explanation. None. And then the movie's freaking over. And it's like, okay, and then after the credits, someone's knocking on the door to the best friend's house where the husband got killed, and it shows up with the mummy mask face too. No explanation. No nothing. That's why I give it 2.5 stars. Okay, something just happened with my camera. See? Stuff is going on here. See? Some shit going on. But anyway, so I did like The Relic, but I only give it 2.5 stars because I have no idea what the hell was going on towards the end. Like who? So it's just an evil spirit that killed these people and then killed the friend's husband, but it looked like a little kid, and then killed the dog and then killed the boyfriend, and then I don't know. But they did, if you watch it, they did find out who killed the kids and the teacher, and it's kind of a shocker. So they do find out who did the school shooting, so at least that part got resolved. But that one is called The Relic 2025. And like I said, I would have given it more than 2.5 stars if I could have something explained to me what the hell was going on with the mummy face or whatever. So 2 recommendations: the Boneface, the Relic. No, it's just Boneface on Tubi, and the Relic. You can get that on Prime or on Tubi. So those are my 2 recommendations on the gory details. So this weekend, I am going to watch Bring Her Back. It's finally on an app that I watch movies on. So hopefully I will have that one. And hopefully it's as good as everyone has been saying. Because I know I'd watched Long Legs and a lot of people were like, oh, it's horrible. Oh, it's good. I personally liked it. So I am going to watch Bring Her Back tonight with all the lights off because I heard it was scary. But to me, a lot of things might not be scary. But I don't know. We'll see. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you'll come back and have some pleasant nightmares.